Hey guys! So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to get started on your 6/8 rhythm composition. So a few weeks ago, you were required to log on to Notefly, create an account, get started on a composition for another project. So I'm assuming that you already have an account. If you don't have an account, rewatch the video on how to create an account and get logged on. But for the rest of us, we're going to go up here to the right corner where it says sign in. And do not worry about this left side of the screen. I want you to go to where it says sign in using Google. And we're going to use our school G Suite login. And I'm going to use my son's as an example. So it's Daniel.Reagan, last four digits of your student ID. So it's first dot last four digits at g.gcpsk12.org. Click here. And it should log you right in. It may take you to your portal page and have you log in there. And if it does, just go ahead and go through the process. So he has no compositions. If you've created something before, you would see it right here on the screen. We're going to get started on a new composition. So we're going to go to the left corner where the plus sign is. Click there. And we're going to start from a blank score sheet. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a title. I'm going to call this my 6/8 rhythm composition. Okay, you don't have to name it anything special. Just give it a title. And composer is your name. And remember always to keep press and save throughout the process. Before you log out, when you're finished, press save. It's a really good habit to have. So this one's different because we only need rhythm. We're going to change our instrument here. So go to the little guitar in the left corner in your score menu. And really quick reminder, when you click the three bars, everything that has the orange check mark is showing up in my toolbar. Okay, so if you don't see the little guitar there, it's probably because you don't have an orange check mark next to that score menu. So when I click it, it shows up. Okay, so let's go to the parts. And I want to do unpitched percussion, and we're doing rhythm only. Hit OK. And I have two lines here going simultaneously, which is not what I need. So I'm going to highlight one of the lines, hit backspace, and now I have one line. So a couple of things I need to change to make this a 6/8 composition. I need to change my time signature. So if you go to your measure menu and go over where you see the 3/4 time signature, click that. And I'm going to change this to the number 6 and this to 8. Beautiful. Okay, I need to change my metronome because right now it's set for quarter note equals 120. Okay, and that's going to be problematic because remember from our videos a few weeks ago, in 6/8 time, you have two big beats on beat 1 and beat 4. Those essentially are the dotted quarter notes. Two dotted quarter notes fill up the whole measure. So I am going to change my tempo and I'll click here where the quarter note is, and I want it to be a quarter note with a dot. And you can see over here, it changed it. And let's change our tempo. Let's make this easy. Anywhere between 50 or 60. Okay, 50 is what it takes for the dotted quarter note. The eighth note beat is going to be 3 times that tempo. So for 50, an eighth note would be 150 in 1 minute. If it was 60, the eighth notes would equal 180. So that's how that math works. So I want you to create 2 lines of rhythm. So we already have 6 measures. I need to add 2 more. If I click the box above the measure, you see the plus sign appear, so I can add it here, hitting that plus sign, or I can go to the measure menu and hit the plus sign there. And if I ever add too many, I can use the minus sign to detract something. So you want 2 lines of 4 measures. I'm going to go to the 4th measure. And when I go to layout, I'm going to select my system break. And you have the shortcut key of enter if you want to use that too. So now I have created 2 lines. Okay, if I want to get really, really fancy with this, I'm going to click this measure and I'm going to hit T on my keyboard for text, and a text box appears. and I'm going to call this rhythm number 1. And I'm going to click here and do the same thing. Hit T, and we'll call this rhythm number 2. Okay, so let's get composing. So I'm going to click my first measure, and let's go ahead and just add a note. Let's start with a quarter note. Okay, so a quarter note in 6/8 time gets 2 beats. You do not want to fill up a measure with 3 quarter notes. This is going to be hard to count, and it fights the big beats on 1 and 4. So if you put a quarter note in, I recommend pairing it with an 8th note. And then let's do a quarter note here. Okay, so I have, this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how you would count that measure. I know that didn't go seamlessly like I thought it would. Now, dotted quarter notes are really important in 6/8 time. So I'm going to select my quarter note. And over here to the right, I see the dot. And ta-da, I have created a dotted quarter note. And let's fill up the rest of the measure with some 8th notes. Don't want to pitch them like that. Okay. If I want to take up one whole measure, I would select my, let's just go ahead and put a note in. I want this to be a dotted half note, and that would fill up one whole measure. So you guys can see with the rhythm composition using Notefly, it's not going to let me select anything that won't fit. If I try to put in a whole note, let's make that a quarter note. Now let's say I want the next note to be a whole note. It's not going to let me make that a whole note. I'm trying to make it a whole note. I'm clicking, I'm clicking, I'm clicking. It's not going to fit. Okay, and let's just go ahead and finish this out with some 8th notes. Okay, and let's go to the beginning and listen to what I have. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.